Reserve your seat for an inspired evening of fame and fascination. All Access is proudly sponsored by Nescafe Cappuccino. Find your inspiration.
Dave and Dom. Now those are two pretty ordinary sounding names, but these are two extraordinary guys. Together they form a hot musical duo that's taking the world by storm. We're in Durban for All Access today, and we're going from the Sharks to Goldfish. If you've ever wondered where rock stars stay when they're on tour, it would be at places like this. Goldfish are at the Suncoast Hotel, and the finishes are exquisite.
This is how it goes. This is how it goes.
Got one half of the group with me right now. It's Dom Peters. Dom, welcome to All Access. You kind of the inspiration behind the name Goldfish. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I suppose I am a little bit. I think my memory's improved a lot since those days, but about 5 or 6 years ago when I met Dave, we were both studying music at the University of Cape Town. We were playing in a jazz band together while we were studying, and I was kind of a forgetful kind of guy. I was always losing my keys or putting my cell phone somewhere. So Dave always used to be like, "Hey, Goldfish, where are your keys?" You know. So when we started fiddling around and we bought some electronic gear and we started coming up with the idea of an electronic band, just seemed like the perfect name, so kind of stuff. And it's really hard to forget.
Yeah. Did you have any idea you would be at the level that you were at today?
No idea. I used to watch DJs and I'd be like, damn, you know, they get a lot of, you know, like power. One guy can just sit up there and play other people's music and a crowd can go nuts, and then the band will play after them and like the dance floor will clear, you know. So, you know, I'd been fiddling around in rock bands a bit, and we thought, well, how can we kind of combine the best of a band and the best of a DJ into something? And that's kind of how it all kind of came about, and it's just gone crazy since then.
Tell us a little bit about your friendship with Dave.
He was actually in quite a famous band when I was still, I just finished school. He was playing in Dorp, which is one of the first, you know, well-known South African rock bands from the first, you know, South African music explosion. And I was a little bit in awe of the guy. He's a couple of years older than me. And I was like, wow, you play in Dorp? And he was like, oh, cool. It was really a kind of an organic process. We weren't like, okay, let's start a band, you know. It was kind of just a whole lot of shared interests we had.
You were recently at Sun City for the South African Music Awards, and you guys were nominated for 8 SAMAs. Your first time there, how was it?
Having 8 nominations blew our mind, actually. You know, we made that album in our small studio in Cape Town, Perceptions of Pasha, and it just had such an amazing response, and to just get a recognition from the South African music industry was just such an honor for us, and to win 2 awards for Best Dance Album and Best Producer. I mean, Best Producer, that's like, we're up against the best of South African producers. That was a huge, huge compliment for us.
Super, thanks so much, Dom. We look forward to chatting to Dave later on and seeing what you guys do at the sound check. Well, if you've never been backstage at a music event, All Access is about to take you there. We're at Goldfish's soundcheck, and this is what's going down behind the scenes before their big Durban show tonight.
Let's do it. You'll become a slave if you fear to brawl. That's why we crave to conquer all. You can catch a switching lanes at the play of dawn with a rebel spirit and so do my call. When the magic from within is released, reborn. That's how we crave to conquer all. Yeah.
Managed to track down one of the very busy band members. It's Dave Poole. Dave, how does your wife feel about you wearing makeup?
I don't normally wear makeup. It's just when I'm in your presence that I wear makeup.
So Durban's very overcast. It's been drizzling all afternoon. What happens if you rock up for a gig and it does rain? Does that affect your mood beforehand?
Well, I think it could be quite fun. You know, having a big, good crowd out in the rain. Everyone's getting wet except us.
It's always good, eh?
We've got a tent over us, and there's some tents on the side for the VIP guys.
Okay, talk us through some of the technical, well, obviously your live performances are very technical. What happens if someone hasn't seen a Goldfish performance live?
Yes.
I know that none of your performances are ever the same, so talk us through what you could maybe expect.
A song is made up of different parts. There's like a bass line, and there's drums, and then there's some chordal parts and some melodic kind of parts. And we've kind of split all that up into the various kind of pieces of equipment and various roles that myself and Dom play, like on stage. We've got kind of control of all of that live, and everything runs into into a mixing desk which mixes it all. We kind of have more flexibility from that side. And then obviously we have the more visual part is the instruments, because I'm playing flute and sax, and Dom's playing double bass and keyboards. Oftentimes CDs don't really convey what you're about live.
I think especially in your case.
Especially in our case, and it's a tricky thing because some of the stuff we do live doesn't translate well onto the recorded medium. Someone going, whoa, 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 whoa. After listening to that 10 times, you may get a little bit like, oh my God, skip.
Do you feel mentally exhausted after a show because there's so many different elements going into it? I mean, how do you feel after a gig?
Completely the opposite. You can be tired from traveling and late nights and be completely destroyed before you go on, but after a gig, you're just like energized.
This is electronica gear, and you're all going to get shocked.
It is mental. It was Goldfish's last gig before they head off to Ibiza. You guys got rained out, but they rocked the party anyway. It's been a phenomenal time. The marquee was just flooded with rainwater. The crowd stage had a party, and I think everyone had a good time.
It was amazing. I can't actually believe our fans. They stood there in the rain like the whole show. We're like blown away.
Phenomenal. Durban loves Goldfish. This is All Access. Keep watching.